Welcome back to Amateurish Adventures. It's been about a year or so since we've had our mini freeze, and we thought we'd give a 1 year, long-term update. And Jay, how do you feel about after 1 year? How do you feel?
Well, I just got a replacement mini.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We both know the score. We've been here once before. So many words unspoken. You took my heart, it's already broken. You don't have to wait. I can take the pain. I will surrender. Let me go on a new adventure.
Yeah, so it's been a year since the Mini 3 Pro came out, and we thought it would be a good idea just to give you our thoughts on how it's performed for us. Jay has I have no history with drones. This is my first drone. Jay, your history with drones is?
I've been flying model aircraft for quite some time now, probably about 8-9 years since I lived in Georgia. I started off with remote controlled planes, then I switched to rotary aircraft, i.e. helicopter, and now I'm on drones. I've been flying DJI drones, honestly, since they came out with the Mini 1. Hey, Salem. What's up, buddy? Here's Salem. I'm sure you guys already know who he is. I've been flying DJI drones since the Mini 1 came out. Love my my minis, but I can't say that I love the Mini 3 Pro.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
The first thing I wanted to start with was actually the controller.
I love the controller.
The controller was very polarizing at first, though.
I didn't think I was going to like it, but I fell in love with that controller.
Yeah, this thing has been fantastic. Now, cons, right off the bat. You can't get a bigger screen.
No.
That is your only screen.
And you can't make the screen any brighter. If you are in direct sunlight, the screen is really hard to see.
Not as hard as some phones.
No.
So some phones I've noticed when you're using like it's the regular RC controller that they don't get that bright. This is actually brighter than many phones.
Oh yeah, I think it's like a 900 NIT or 900 nit.
Right, but with that said, you can't make it any brighter. You can't use an external display. You can get like a little. I've seen little hood things you can get for them to make it a little bit easier.
I'm actually planning on getting a little hood set up for mine that when it's closed, it protects the controller, and then it flips up, and it's actually a hood. It's got two little feet that come down.
Right. And then the other downside is you can't use any third-party apps on it.
No.
Which, if you want to do like, what was it? What's the one that you use for the Mini 2 there?
Oh, yeah, Lychee.
Yeah, and you do like the pinpoint, the mapping stuff, and all that.
No, but I think for what, $1,400 you can, because you can get the Pro controller, the RC Pro, which does allow third-party apps.
Which is basically the exact same thing. I think it does have some slight differences. I can't say it's the exact same thing, but I mean, looks-wise,
I know all the tests
all
the tests that I've seen done with it, they are pretty much the exact same thing. They go the exact same range.
Right.
They're the same controller, really, except one's open and one's a closed operating system.
One of the biggest things that I love about it that you didn't really think too much about until you started using it was the dual wheels.
Oh, yeah. I fell in love with that. Even when I'm flying my Mini 2 now, it annoys me that I don't have that functionality. And I find myself messing up with my filming from time to time because I'll rotate my gimbal instead of zooming.
Yep. And we got these little accessories. We got screen protectors on our controllers and this lanyard here, which is pretty handy.
Just FYI, just to let you know, it says on the lanyard, don't disturb me while I'm flying the drone. But I think we actually have more people approach us when we're flying due to that lanyard than before. So,
all right, we'll get to the drone. Next thing I want to talk about is the batteries.
I'm very happy with the batteries.
The batteries, like, I've seen a lot of posts online of people asking, "Oh, should I get the plus battery? Should I get the plus batteries?"
Yes.
Honestly, don't get the Mini 3 Pro
Unless
you get
you're
the plus
planning on
batteries.
getting the plus batteries.
Honestly,
The
like,
Mini 3
'cause
Pro
it
is junk when you can only keep it up in the air for 24 minutes.
I wouldn't call it junk, but like the ability to go for, we've gone 45 minutes, 50 minutes in flight, not just hovering, in flight.
The
just
longest
constantly
I
going.
actually got was 48 minutes on
Right.
an extra battery.
And and rarely do we actually fly for that long. But the thing is, when you're using the smaller battery, which I've used, I've got 2 big batteries and the 1 small one. When I'm using the small battery,
I feel constrained.
and I'm constantly watching the battery symbol. If I'm using the bigger battery, I know I'm not going to be flying for too long. I don't even pay attention. It's not even a stress for me.
No.
How far down the battery is.
Nope. The only time that I know that the battery is actually becoming a problem is like when I was filming the fireworks recently for the town.
That was a half hour worth of video.
I put the drone up 15 minutes ahead of time.
Yes, it was 40
and
minutes.
I had to swap a battery in between, and yeah, it came up buzzing on the controller telling me, and that was the first sign that oh wow, I should be focusing on my battery right now and not just the amazing flight.
Yeah. So the batteries, so worth it.
I mean, and people turn around and they're like, well, what's the disadvantage to having the plus battery? Well, the disadvantage is the drone's no longer, what, 250 grams?
Yeah, 249 grams, but yeah.
But
is it really that difficult?
Just register it. It costs $5 in the US to register your drone
for 2 years?
2 years. So just cough up the $5, register it. You can fly with anything on it at that point, and you're fine. I think once it's registered, I think it's what, 75 pounds? You can fly up to like 75 or 100 pounds once your drone's registered. So who cares? It's $5. Register it.
Yeah, and it took me, when I got, like I said, never flew a drone before. A year ago, I got this, and I knew I was going to get the plus batteries. So I immediately went to register before I even got the plus batteries. And it took me like 5-10 minutes.
Yep. All you need is
$5 and 10 minutes of your time, and you're all set.
You don't have to talk on the phone or anything. You just need to put the serial number of the drone in on the internet, and they give you a unique number that you put on your drone, and that's that.
Yeah. So what's the? I think it's the drones, FAA drone
zone. Yep. Yeah, the FAA drone zone.
Go to the FAA drone zone. Get your shit registered. We've seen YouTubers, and we won't point any fingers. It's like
the amount of trouble you can get in for just not having a drone registered is no joke. It's $5, and it can end up saving you $10,000 in fines easily.
And you can put your registration anywhere on your drone. I put it vertically down the spine.
I have
stylistic like that.
I have it right where the battery goes in.
But all right, let's get to our main point. The Mini 3 Pro itself.
That is a beautiful drone.
It's a great drone. At first we thought it was kind of ugly. I remember we thought it was kind of ugly at first.
I still kind of do. I think that the buggy eyes on it are kind of offsetting. But if you've seen the Mini 3 Not Pro,
yep,
that drone is far more gorgeous than the Not Pro version of it.
Right. All right, so let's get back to the beginning of this video.
Yeah.
Jay, walk us through your drone when it was working very well and then not.
Okay. So, the last time I flew my Mini 3 that crashed, I had no issues with it. It was flying like a champ. Everything was going perfect. I mean, yeah, granted, it crashed a couple times, but that was mainly my fault. That was mainly me crashing it into stuff that I didn't see and that the obstacle avoidance obviously couldn't see.
Which shit happens. Don't get super upset when you crash your drone.
No.
I don't think I know anybody that flies a drone that hasn't crashed the drone at least once.
No, and Sean can attest firsthand how super upset I don't get. I was flying it. I had just fixed the gimbal on it. Me and Sean had just fixed the gimbal because we were having an issue with the gimbal stuttering, and it was skipping a little bit and shaking, and you could see that in, I believe, the Holy Land video. My gimbal was shaking. So we tried to fix the gimbal. We tried to work on it, and
it worked.
It did.
We did fix it.
The gimbal worked great, but somehow along the line in the maiden flight after fixing the gimbal, probably about 5 or 6 minutes into the flight at 168 feet, the drone just decided it was afraid of heights. And something happened. It shut down. I can't exactly say what happened. DJI didn't even really tell me what happened. But it seems like the drone just decided it didn't want to fly anymore, and the prop shut off. When it crashed and exploded into a million pieces, it was still on. All the lighting was still on the drone. So the drone was still powered up.
It just wasn't connected to the controller, and it wasn't, well,
nope,
running the motors.
Nope. And, well, it's hard to run the motors when there aren't any motors left.
Right.
But, yeah, so Sean was with me. I kind of wished we were filming it that day, but Sean was with me, and the drone's up in the air. It's flying perfectly.
All of a sudden, I hear a crash. I'm like, what was that? And I look at him. I'm like, what the hell?
And I'm just standing there, I guess, looking at my controller, and I just... That would be the sound of a Mini 3 Pro falling out of the sky.
And yeah, it was in a million pieces. I remember we were picking up pieces for like half an hour. There's still pieces probably on the ground there.
We'll include, we have some photos of the damage to the drone. We even have some photos DJI sent us. And the controller, the picture of the controller actually trying to communicate with the drone. I've never seen so many
Oh yeah, for ha-has after crash,
life.
we turned it on. And like he said, the drone was still on. So we turned it on. Just like error after, there had to be 50 errors that it was just throwing.
It was telling me the GPS receiver couldn't even be found. It wasn't even in the drone anymore. So yeah, you'll see the photos of it, and there was no saving it.
Now, with that said, well, actually, I also did have a small issue similar to that. Mine wasn't nearly as catastrophic. I took off from my hand. I hand launch all the time because I don't like it being near the dirt or anything like that. And I'm very careful when I do so. And I had it up in the air about 3 seconds or so, and that's usually when I let off the throttle and let it hover. And I turned my back, and all of a sudden, it crashes to the ground.
Yep.
I'm not sure what happened. It was long out of my hand already. Wasn't recording, so we don't have that on camera, but it was just very strange. And that happened about 6 months ago, 7 months ago, I think. Actually, no, it was before winter, so October-ish.
That happened to me, too. You saw that happen to me. That happened like once or twice.
Yep. So as far as mitigating that, when you launch it, just keep going up for a little bit. Just keep it on the throttle.
Till you get to at least, I'm going to say 30 or 40 feet. Just keep going.
Yep.
Keep climbing.
Because that way, you know it's been on and the motors are going. I don't know what happens.
I really want to know why you just can't throw it like you can with the 1 and 2. Why they took the accelerometer out. Because I can't imagine that adds a ton of weight to the drone.
Right, right. And yeah, and like you said, that was a feature on the Mini 1 and 2. You could, once the motors were going, you could just throw it,
and it would catch itself.
And it would catch itself and just take off. Whereas with this one, it drops like a rock if you do that. But with the crash being said, how did DJI handle it?
Oh wow!
First history with DJI.
I've never had a run-in with DJI. I never wanted to. I go by what everybody says, and everything that I have read, that I have heard about DJI, it's just an absolute nightmare. Anything that you want to get done with DJI, it's going to be a nightmare. Now, my experience with DJI was actually incredibly simple. I'll tell you, I did not pay nearly as much as I originally paid for the drone. I'll give you an estimate of what I paid, and I'll tell you it was under $150 to have a brand new Mini 3 Pro sent to me.
Well, new to you. It could have been refurbished. We don't know if it was refurbished, but it looked brand spanking
It
new.
looked brand new. And it flies like it's brand new. And it had enough updates to be brand new.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was under $150. I had no issues with them at all. And it took probably about a week and a half. And I had the new drone at my house, no problems. They even called me up on 2 occasions just to make sure that I didn't have any issues with any of their service. They obviously sent me a survey, and I don't normally do 5-star ratings on anything because I don't find anything perfect. But I absolutely gave DJI 5 stars for their customer service and their support. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was. I was pretty amazed how quickly they did it. The shipping and everything. They said the shipping was all free.
Yeah, I didn't pay for anything except for the replacement drone.
Yep.
And like I said, that was under $150 for a $1,200 drone originally. So.
And you even got an extra battery out of it.
And yeah, absolutely, they gave me an extra long life battery. And keep in mind that I do not have Care Refresh. I don't use Care Refresh.
Did they give him a battery on purpose? No.
Probably not.
But
I got one.
Yeah. They shipped his original battery back with his controller, and there was another battery in the drone that they shipped back as well. And
they were going to give me another battery if I wanted to pay. I think it was like $60 for the replacement battery, and I talked them out of it and told them I didn't even want the battery and that I had enough batteries, and I do.
Which, if you want to save yourself some money, and if you're getting a repair done, they're willing to do that.
Absolutely.
The fact that you actually get a company to do that is pretty amazing.
The fact that they quoted me and I contacted them back and said, can you re-quote me without a new battery? And they re-quoted me. And I mean, within 6 hours, I had that paid and my new drone was on its way. So
right.
I am very thrilled with their service, and I would absolutely contact DJI again in the future.
Yeah.
Now we have to talk about your issue with DJI. Now, I've noticed something. I don't know if you've been researching DJI's stuff lately, and I believe it was an email that I got from them that they're actually planning on doing extended Care Refresh now, where you can add on years of Care Refresh service now after the fact.
Yeah, which I haven't run into an issue with DJI. My drone is fine. I crashed it a couple times. One of them kind of put a hairline fracture in the gimbal right in the front. But
you did want to send it back.
I was thinking about sending it back,
refresh,
but I put some super glue on it, and it's been good for like 6 months since I put the super glue on it. So I'm fine with that. I'm not going to use the Care Refresh for that. But when I signed up, I don't know if it was a limited time thing or what, but they had Care Refresh like plus kind of thing. I don't know what they actually called it, but I could sign up for Care Refresh, and if I didn't use it in the first year, they'd give me an additional year for free.
I do remember hearing that too.
Yeah.
When I was getting the Mini 3, that was a thing.
Now, I've seen nothing online about it since. They've contacted me since I've had it for over a year, so my original year is up. They've contacted me. I haven't actually talked to them, asking me, with the emails and stuff, asking me to buy another year. But if I have a free year, you should have
a year in there, though. You shouldn't have to buy another year.
Right. Why am I being asked to buy another year? So when an issue comes up, if an issue comes up, we'll see what happens then.
It seems like you might actually be able to talk to DJI though and actually get the problem resolved.
Probably. They seem pretty reasonable when they were dealing with you, so I'm not too worried about it. Especially as like the drone's working fine. I'm not too concerned about it right now.
Mine's working amazing too. Now I'm just afraid to fly the damn thing.
That was going to be my next point. Is now how do we feel after it fell 200-300 feet out of the sky on you? It's fallen a couple times on both of us. How's your confidence in it?
My confidence is very, very shaken in it, honestly. I find myself being a lot more comfortable flying my 2 than the Mini 3.
Yep.
And it's a really crappy feeling, considering that the Mini 3 did cost 3 times as much as I paid for my Mini 2.
Yeah, yeah. I still feel confident enough to fly it in dumb situations, like I fly it over a pond here all the time. Which I really don't want to dive in that water for it if it crashes in there.
now the question is, how do you feel about flying your Mini 3 over people?
Right. Then there's more liability at that point.
Yes.
I would only fly it. You're not supposed to fly over people, generally speaking.
Not unless all the people agree with you flying over.
Right. People need to like. People would have to know for sure that I'm up in the area in that area, and that's a possibility. And honestly, if anybody hemmed and hawed about it, I'd say, okay, then I guess I can't fly it here. You know, it's their right to say that they don't want it up in the air above them. Now, legally speaking, can we just put it up in the air, not directly above them? No, but
we can have it in the area. But the way we do it, and we run a photography company where we actually fly the drones professionally too. And the way we do it, if somebody doesn't want it there, it's simple as that. We remove it from the area, take it out of the sky. We're not looking for conflict. Sometimes conflict does find its way to us, and we deal with it as it comes. But we're not out there to be that guy, you know?
Yeah. So, okay, negatives aside, I do love the Mini 3 Pro. Confidence aside, everything.
Do you love the Mini 3 Pro, or do you just love flying in general?
No, I love the Mini 3 Pro.
Because I know you've flown the Mini 1 and the Mini 2.
No, but you've seen how I fly the 2 compared to the 3.
Yeah.
Am I smooth? I'm smoother
you're more comfortable
and faster using the Mini 3. It just gives you that kind of confidence, especially when you're using the sensors. Even when you're not using the sensors in sport mode, I still feel more confident, even in sport mode with the thing. It's very responsive. The pictures it takes are fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt on that.
The video is, I love doing the 4K 60 on it. It looks beautiful. I just wish I had a better computer for editing it, but that's neither here nor there.
If I had a better computer for editing, I'd be doing 4K 60 too, but I do 2K 60.
Yeah, 2K 60 is a lot easier.
Capable of.
Yep.
Just like a quick run by of how high his confidence level is in flying the drone. When I got my replacement Mini 3, I took off in my backyard with it, got it, I think, 16 feet off the ground.
You wouldn't go any higher than that.
Flew it maybe 20 feet out, and then I'm like, okay, it flies great. I'm going to put it back in the box and stick it on the shelf now. He grabbed the controller from me, threw it in sport mode, and just sent it. So he was the one who took the maiden flight, basically, of the new Mini 3.
I said, screw it. I'm going to max it out. I think I hit like 37 miles an hour with it, up in the air, like 200-300 feet. Just if it's going to crash, let's freaking make it crash and send it back.
Exactly. Then we could just send it back to DJI. But hopefully this is the end of crashing the Mini 3.
Yep.
So
yep.
Hopefully they figured out the problem. I don't know if it was a computer glitch, if the drone rolled. Sean suggested maybe it rolled too far and the wind caught it. Maybe it was a bird strike, which I highly doubt, because I think the bird would have been on the ground with the drone if I hit a bird. But hell, it could have been anything that day. It could have been just about anything that happened.
Yeah.
That's what's great about software.
Yeah, it was really weird that day. Anything else that you love about the Mini 3? Oh, the active track.
Oh,
that is so cool.
The active track is absolutely amazing. It should not work as well as it does. I was astonished. Our Corey video. I think it was the Corey video.
No. The first time we tried it out when we hiked up, I forget what the mountain was.
When we did the range test.
Yeah, when we did the range test. The directions say to have the drone above you and, at a decent distance.
We were hiking up
a pretty steep mountain.
And we kept ending up above the drone, but somehow the drone was able to climb and stay above us during that.
And going through leaves, it crashed once. It hit a couple leaves a couple times.
Yeah.
But it crashed once. But other than that, it was great.
It went flawless. It almost hit you in the face. That was at the Corey.
That was the Corey when it almost hit me in the face. Didn't though. It stopped.
Oh yeah, it did stop.
It stopped right here in front of my face, but it stopped.
But no, I love, as far as all the technology in the Mini 3 is concerned, I absolutely love it. I think it is a perfect drone, as perfect as it can be anyway. I love the Mini 3. Do I trust the Mini 3?
I do.
No, I don't. I would have to say that as far as flying over people go, as far as flying over cars, like if I was going to film, let's say, like a car show or something, I'd bring the Mini 2 with me. I would not. I don't have the confidence in the Mini 3 that I had before.
Mm-hmm. Well, when it comes to car shows, I don't fly directly over the cars, but I can definitely see your point there.
Yeah.
Well, will I be careful with it a little more than I have been? Probably. But would I still buy it again?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's the only reason that I would buy it again, honestly, is the DJI support behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I'd say that, but the fact that I didn't even have Care Refresh and I ended up getting a replacement drone for under $150.
Yep.
My confidence in DJI is solid right
Mm-hmm.
now. So I would absolutely get another Mini 3.
Definitely.
And if they're going to stay standing behind their products like this, I would get any DJI.
Right.
Hardware.
We like the Avata. The Avata is very interesting to us. But we've seen the reports of people having exploding props and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But again, with how good they were with your issue, and I imagine if you had Care Refresh, it'd be even easier.
Oh yeah, and it'd probably be cheaper than that. It might have been like $40 to get my drone back.
You know, should I get the money? Would I buy an Avata or any other DJI product?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
I would absolutely buy an Avata.
Yep.
I want an Avata.
There's rumors that the Air 3 is coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want an Air 3? Yes, I want an Air 3. Supposedly it's going to have multiple or two lenses on it, like the Mavic 3 Pro's got the 3 on it.
Yep.
Which I would love to be able to zoom a little bit more without digital zooming.
Oh yeah, digital zoom sucks. I hate digital.
Yeah. But any other thoughts on the Mini 3?
No, just if you have one,
if you have one, let us know what you think in the comments.
Absolutely, and please just take anything that I say with a grain of salt, because you might not have the same experience. And I will tell you, I am kind of violent with my drones. I do put them through their paces. I do stuff that you shouldn't. Like, I run obstacle courses with my Mini 2 and my Mini 3, and yeah, I push them kind of hard. So you might have a completely different experience. You might not actually have any of the issues that I have. And
right.
If you don't run your stuff into trees, you're good. If you don't hit buildings with it, you're good.
Yeah, you probably won't have the same issues. And if you do, DJI stands behind the product.
Absolutely, 100%. I thought for sure that they were going to turn around and be like, it's not our problem. That's 100% yours. It's pilot error. But no, they 100% back their product. Other than that, no, I don't really have anything else to say about the Mini 3. If you have one, absolutely get out there and fly it. The most fun you will ever have is flying one of these drones.
Absolutely. But hope you like the video, guys. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.